Hello, welcome back to another episode of Ms. Roney Reads. Today we are going to be reading the first couple of chapters of The Edge of 13 by Nova Weetman. Let's read the blurb first to see if you're interested. Clem Timmins can't wait to see her best friends after being apart all summer holidays. But when they get back together, things have changed. Bridge is boy crazy and acting like a different person. Ellie is wearing a bra and having a real-life romance. Clem feels left behind. When she makes friends with Tom, suddenly everyone's gossiping about whether they're going to be a couple. Clem's got no interest in having a boyfriend. Or does she? At school camp, Bridge crosses the line and Clem has to make a decision. Can she keep growing up with her friends when they're growing apart? The story of fitting in and falling out perfectly captures about how it feels to balance on the edge of who you are and who you want to be. This rings true. I think this is what it's like when you're turning 13. Things start to change. I wonder if you're interested in reading. Let's have a go and read the first chapter together. Chapter 1. This year my parents finally let the Santa tradition die. Of course, I've known for ages that he wasn't real, but I still enjoyed watching the effort Mum and Dad made to pretend. And actually, if I'm honest, I liked pretend Santa coming. When I was younger, Santa would deliver all the inexpensive things, burying them deep in a red, tasselled stocking, and Mum and Dad would wrap up the important gifts like the new pale blue bike or a pair of rollerblades or my second-hand mobile phone. Each year, I would be amazed at how well my parents knew me and how they would always get it right. Even after I stopped believing, the man with the beard would still visit our house in the early hours and somehow know my favourite chewing gum or the watermelon socks I'd been coveting. There was no discussion about an ending. The stocking just didn't appear on Christmas Eve. I didn't know how to tell them that I wanted to leave biscuits for Santa and carrots for the reindeer, or that I liked Dad reading the special picture book we took out of the bookshelf once a year. I just had to let it go. So this year, our first Christmas in the new house was also my first teenage Christmas. We'd sat around a small potted native tree Dad had decorated with flowers from the garden and exchanged presents. Dad gave me my very own trowel to help him in the garden. I unwrapped Mum's present thinking it was a vinyl record of my favourite singer, but then discovered it was a calendar of trees of the world. There were other things too, like a new jumper and a mint green backpack with a pouch for my laptop. But she was really proud of the calendar. She fussed over whether she'd picked the right one. Maybe she should have gone with the inspirational quotes or the world's cutest dogs, but she explained that she saw this one and it just spoke of me. And she was right. Now it's the first thing I look at as soon as I open my eyes each morning. The photograph for January is one of Humulus glabra lucescens, or a golden elm. The tree is perched right on the edge of a canal in Amsterdam, the rounded canopy bowing down like it might topple into the water at any moment. The golden green leaves fill the photograph, so it must have been captured during summer before the foliage turned brown. My family are committed tree lovers. Dad spends every day looking after them in his job at the Botanic Gardens, and Mum was once a florist. Sometimes we even drive for a few hours on a Sunday to hug the trunks of rare species. Other families enjoy weekends at the beach or going to the drive-in. My family likes nothing better than sitting at the base of the oldest tree we can find or collecting flowers and pressing them flat between the pages of heavy books. If I was still living in my old house, the calendar would be hiding among all the other stuff on my wall, like posters and photos and clippings from my favourite magazines. But here, the calendar is currently the only thing up. Having a new room is hard. I'm not sure whether to try and make it look like my old room or go for something a bit more grown up, so I've done nothing except hang the calendar. This house is built on the side of our old house that burned down a couple of years ago. It took me a while not to keep going past when I got off the bus because it didn't feel like home. It's white and shiny with sharp edges and slick lines. Our old house was full of character and life. We've only been in this one for 6 months, and as hard as my parents have worked to make it our home, it still feels like it belongs to someone else. It's just too glossy, too clean, and too neat to be ours. We aren't really a family who have doors that close without needing to be bumped. But I do love my room. There's a big bay window with a ledge just wide enough for me to curl up on and watch. Yep, you guessed it, the trees outside. In the morning, the light angles in, and from every window you can see the garden. My walls are pale green, like peppermint ice cream, and my bed is just big enough for my two best friends, Bridge and Ellie, to have a sleepover in, as long as they don't mind being a little bit squashed. I have always wanted a calendar so I could mark off the days before an exciting event, like they do in the movies. I'm currently counting down until I see my friends. They've both selfishly been on holidays all January, so the most I've seen of them is on our weekly Skype chat. Now there's only one more Red Cross to go, and we'll all be together again. And I can't wait. Chapter 2. Before Dad can give me a pinch and a punch for the first day of the month, I turn the page of my calendar. February features a photograph of a Nothophagus junii, or deciduous beech. I've never seen one of these in the wild, but Dad has. The only cold climate deciduous trees native to Australia, it grows in mountainous parts of Tasmania. They are small, like me, usually only reaching 2 metres in height, and in autumn their green leaves change to an orangey red like they are warming themselves for the cold. They have low, intertwined branches that can trip up hikers in the bush, so they are often called tanglefoot. In this photograph, the leaves are just beginning to change. Some have turned a deep yellow, others are more orange, and those at the bottom are still green. It's a slow tree, perhaps a little undecided, and for that reason alone, I like it. I mark a red cross in the first square of February. 3 more squares until school starts, but I'm not thinking about that now. I'm in a hurry to see my friends. I packed 2 books that I read in the holidays that I know they'll like. One's a post-apocalyptic survival story and the other is a crime. It takes about 9 minutes to walk to Bridges, 7 if I really power along. Today, I tie my hair up, then release it again, fluffing it out with my fingers so that my fringe sits just so. The 3rd time I slept over at Bridges' house, her mum gave me a blue toothbrush. Extra soft. I'm now on my 4th. The first was binned long ago after I chewed the bristles. The second one disappeared into the large sinkhole that is Bridges' room, which swallows single socks, black pens, and hair elastics. The 3rd one her brother used to clean the dog's gums, so my latest one is an orange, bent-headed toothbrush that lives in Bridges' bathroom drawer. Her house is like my second home, so my stomach shouldn't be churning quite as badly as it is right now. But this is the longest I've ever gone without seeing Bridge. It's been 28 days. But who's counting? One of her brothers screams from somewhere inside the house, and I lift my hand to knock when her older sister, Nat, yanks open the door. She's heading out, and we dodge around each other, careful not to touch. "Oh, it's just you," she says, deciding that I'm not worth a proper hello. "Hi, Nat." She's cropped her hair even shorter and has a silver nose ring. She looks more of everything than she did last year. More edgy, more moody, more unimpressed. "Can't believe that top still fits you. I wore that when I was about 10, she says, looking me up and down. "You're so flat, Clem." I wore Bridges' hand-me-down t-shirt today because I thought it looked cute. I tug on it, trying to loosen it. I have to remind myself that Nat's like this with everyone, but it still hurts. I'm not a Matt fan. "Aren't you leaving?" I ask her, forcing myself to reply. She nods like she's surprised I spoke back to her as my heart stretches out a beat like it's surprised too. I step around Nat, edging her out of the way. "They're out the back," she says as I head inside. Ellie must have come earlier than we agreed. I dump my bag in Bridges' room and hurry through the house to the backyard. I hear my friends laughing and I sprint for them. "Clem!" Bridge yells. We collide, a tangle of arms and legs and hugs. I pull my 2 friends as close as I can while we jump around in a circle. Laughing, we tumble apart and I stare from one to the other, trying to take them both in. Ellie is really tanned. When she smiles, her teeth glow. And Bridges' hair is all short and choppy, with an undercut like Nat's. The 3 of us are stuck in a grinning war. "You 2 look so different," I say. "You don't," says Bridge, pulling Ellie and me towards the house. She's right, I don't, except for a few extra freckles. I'm exactly the same. "We've been waiting for you for ages, Clem." "Really? I thought you said 3. I texted to make it earlier." "Grown, you have to get a new phone." My phone is ancient. It can't connect to Wi-Fi and even text messages go missing. "Tell that to Mum." Bridges' dad calls out a hello and I wave at him, but we can't slow to talk to parents. Not now. Bridge quickly drags us to her room and shuts the door, just in case one of my family gets any ideas they should join us. She lands on the edge of the bed with a bounce and pulls a face. You missed me, didn't you? She says. Not at all, I tell her. Me neither, adds Ellie. I was all like, Bridget who? Bridge laughs and tosses a pillow, but they drop short of hitting me. How brown are you, Elle? I say. Ellie looks down at her bare arms like she's trying to work it out too. Then she shrugs. Yeah, it was pretty warm in Thailand. We spent all our time in the pool, except when I had my period. I got mine on holidays, Bridge shouts. I didn't know what it was, and then my tummy was all crampy and sore, and Nat realised what was up. I straighten out my legs and then tuck them back under. I wonder if we'll be in sync, says Ellie. I got this app that tells me when I'm due, Bridge explains, waving her phone around. Yeah, but at the beginning they're not very regular, or at least mine aren't. Bridge looks across at me. Sorry, Clem, you don't want to talk about this. I swallow hard. Um, Actually, I got mine too, I say, the words coming out before I can stop them. Bridge squeals. Really? That's so awesome. We'll definitely sync up. Do you use pads? Ellie says. I tried to use tampons because I wanted to swim, but it was yuck. Yeah, me too, says Bridge. I hate tampons, I say, picturing all the tampons in our bathroom. The ones mum buys, the ones I've ignored because they seem so far in the future. I think I was really scared about getting my period, and then when it came, it was fine, says Bridge. Yeah, I guess, says Ellie, as long as we don't get it on outdoor ed camp, that would totally suck. I have a flash of lying in a tent and bleeding everywhere. Without realising, I let out a fearful squeak, and Ellie giggles. Outdoor ed camp is going to be so hard, whinges Bridge. Nat says there were ticks and leeches. Ellie starts laughing. Nat just wants to freak you out. Ignore her. But I hate camping, whines Bridge. You didn't used to, I say, remembering how her dad used to take her and her brothers on week-long adventures during the summer. I do now, she says, pouting. I'm only going so we can all be together. I think it'll be fun, I say. There's nothing fun about carrying all your stuff and hiking in summer. Marshmallows on a stick are fun, says Ellie. Sleeping in a tent is fun, I add. Being squashed between the two of us is fun, says Ellie. Bridge groans and Ellie grins at me. Then Bridge's face lights up as if she's thought of something thrilling. Ellie, tell us about Sammy. Ellie shrugs and starts going through her backpack. I wonder what I'm missing. Sammy? I ask, my voice sounding small. Ellie pulls out a large packet of Kit Kats and holds them up. He goes to our school. He was in 7D last year. He was staying at the same villa. He's just a boy. A cute boy, says Bridge. I saw that photo on Instagram. You could totally tell you liked each other. Oh, I say, feeling a hard lump settle in my chest. Mum won't let me have Instagram yet. Most of the time I'm fine with it, but sometimes when my friends know things I don't, a jealousy bubble floats up and I have to work hard to pop it. Bridge snatches the packet of chocolate and rips it open. They're for Clem, Ellie shouts. Sharing, says Bridge, tossing me a stick. Green tea flavour, says Ellie. Not sure what they'll taste like. Same colour as my new backpack, I say, nodding at the bag I dumped in Bridge's room. Same colour as my new bra, Bridge says, pulling up her top. I look away as Ellie laughs. Nat picked it, better than when Mum took me last year. She kept telling me I needed something more than a crop top now that I had real boobs. Try going with your dad, says Ellie. He left me at the counter with some old lady and it was excruciating. She wanted to give me a fitting. Bridge giggles and grabs another chocolate bar. Hope he said no. Yeah, of course. I just grabbed 3 of the same ones that looked okay and told Dad I was done. I lean back on my hands, feeling the straps of my crop top dig into my shoulders. I noticed my friends were a bit bigger than me, but I still thought we were all sort of the same. I try to look at their chests really quickly so they won't notice, but Ellie's hunched forwards and wearing a loose dress, so it's hard to tell. Bridge has always had a different shape than me, and she raises her arm up in the conversation. I sneak a quick look. There are real boobs there. I look away fast. Well, I missed you too, says Bridge. I would have missed you more if Thailand wasn't so amazing. Ellie smiles as she slides down from the bed and lands next to me on the floor, stretching out her legs that seem even longer than they were in December. Are we doing running club this year, Elle? I ask. Bridge groans. You can't. It's boring. Tell us about Sammy. Ellie laughs. Yes to running club. And Sammy's nice. Show Clem a photo, Bridge shrieks. Ellie pulls out her phone and starts scrolling. Is that a new phone? Bridge leans down to take a look. Yeah, Dad got it for me for Christmas. You're so lucky. I have to wait until one of my parents gets rid of theirs, and then it goes to Nat, and then comes to me. By that time, the battery dies after about an hour, and the buttons don't work. Bridge slumps back on the bed. I think he bought it for me because he's getting serious about his girlfriend, says Ellie. She's fine, but she's not Mum. Ellie doesn't talk about her mum very often. Not like at the beginning, right after she died. I feel like she's fading, and soon she'll be replaced altogether. Not true, Elle, I say, leaning over and rubbing her shoulder. She shrugs and holds up her phone. This is Sammy. A boy is doing a handstand and Ellie zooms in on his face. He's smiling and his hair is flopping down. I recognise him from school, but I've never talked to him. With over 120 kids in each year level, if someone isn't in one of your classes, you don't really know them. Did you kiss? Bridge whispers, like it's something secretive. Ellie sucks in her bottom lip, and my eyes widen automatically. I thought kissing was years away. Only on the cheek, she says finally. He's cute, Elle, says Bridge, grabbing the phone for a closer look. Yeah, I say, really cute. My words sound mechanical, like I'm just repeating everything Bridge says. Ellie looks at me and a smile spreads across her face. You're right, Clem. It's really boring. I shake my head. No, it's not. Both Ellie and Bridge crack up laughing. Then Bridge picks up a pillow and brings it down hard on my head. Pillow fight, she yells. Before I know it, one of them is squashing me and the other is beating me with feathers, and I can finally let out the air I've been holding in since I arrived. This sounds like a great book. Seems like the characters are at different spots. I wonder if they'll catch up. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts. If you're interested in borrowing it, this book is in our school library and you will be able to borrow it as soon as we get back to school. If you do read it, let me know. What do you think? Did you enjoy it? Looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye.